Hey guys, welcome back to Red Devil TV. Man United, Brighton cancelled another game. Look guys, in the last video I said I think the Brighton game will be cancelled. And there's a bunch of information to get into. Guys, look, Cavani apparently looking to leave in January to go to Barcelona for an 18-month contract. He's about to go in the summer and he's still willing to go in January, which is kind of mad, you know. It's a big shame for me because in this system where Rangnick wants to use a front two, it's a big shame. I've always wanted to see Cavani in that front two of Ronaldo, and we've seen it a couple of times, and they have played well in the Tottenham game. We saw it in the first Villarreal game. I feel like there's a good connection there. There's a good amount of experience, still very fit players. Of course, Cavani does get injured, but it's a big shame. I've always wanted to see Ronaldo and Cavani up front together, especially in this Rangnick system. We know Cavani's going to press. We know Ronaldo and Cavani are going to work together because Cavani is what Ronaldo needs. Ronaldo, you know, Ronaldo's played with Benzema up front. He's played with these players who work hard for him. Same with Rooney when he was back at United. You know, that's what he needs, that player. And I know Cavani's getting older, but he's still going to offer that sort of hard work, the press, the link-up play, you know, and essentially I think that's the best partnership we can have up front. If Cavani's looking to go, then he's gonna go in there, and this is not new. Like this came up a few weeks back as well. There was talks of Barcelona a few weeks back, then it kind of died down. Now it's back up again. Multiple sources. 18-month contract. We know Cavani gets injured quite a lot. He's probably fit now. Same with Varane, and now with everything going on in the Premier League with COVID and stuff. And look, this whole thing now is getting a bit crazy because there are games being postponed. I think this weekend 5 games have been postponed. There's still 5 games going ahead. It's a shame, you know, and regardless of who's got the vaccine and who doesn't, I think, look, this is just my opinion. I'm in two different minds right now. I want to see football, even if it's not Man United, because I do want to see football. But look, essentially, our next game is on the 28th of December against, it's the 26th of December against Newcastle. And look, and then we've got Burnley on the 30th, I think it is, and then we've got another one on the 3rd of January. And I think essentially what needs to be done is there's going to be this sort of consistency, but irregular consistency, where we're going to see teams going through this sort of phase where a lot of players are going to be tested positive, and it looks like us, Man United, our team looks like to be probably one of the worst in the league right now in terms of how many cases there are, and there's uncertainty here. And I think the fact that games are being postponed, okay, look, we want to see games being played. I do want to see it, and I think what needs to be done is, I would say, look, the next Premier League game after the New Year's is between the 1st and the 3rd of January. I would cancel those games. Every game now, until then, I would cancel. And I would make the players come back for the FA Cup, which starts on the 7th of January. I would just do that because it would be good to have a good 2.5 weeks off. And then, look, they come back in the new year and train. And then they'll have a good week to train for the FA Cup. And then the Premier League starts again the week later. So I know it's weeks without football. But if we're going to be honest, you know, by the time it comes back, the players are going to be, the case is going to be much lower. Players need to be tested every single day. If players are not tested every day, there's going to be inconsistency, uncertainty, and we're not going to know, you know, what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. You know, what's going to happen with this Omicron, you know, COVID variant. No, is it going to affect the Premier League going forward in the springtime? And I know, like, a year ago, like, it was crazy, you know, but now, one day, during this week, it was 40,000 cases, now it's 80,000. That's double. So this shows you, and I know the death rate is still quite low, but anything can happen, anything can change, you know, and who knows what's going to happen. But look, guys, that's what I would do with the league. I would literally just cancel it until the New Year's. I would say, look, we're going to cancel the New Year's game as well, as much as the game's coming up in December, but you guys can come back in the New Year's and train for that week, getting ready for the FA Cup. And then you go on from there. Players need to be tested every day. Look, the booster jab, players haven't been, you know, double jabbed. There are a lot of players who still haven't got their vaccine, and this is definitely going to impact the way the league is going to turn out for everyone. Because look, these games, if they're cancelled, like I say, like I would do it, if these games are cancelled in December and New Year's, that's 3 games or 4 games that are going to have to be, you know, postponed and then played again maybe in January or February, which is going to be tough. Champions League, FA Cup. But I think that's the safest option, you know. And, you know, we can talk about how players are going to have less recovery time, but we just kind of went through this now. Look, teams were playing 3 days apart, you know, and by then, there'll be less cases because of this break. Players, it's their responsibility to keep fit and get ready for the FA Cup. I think that's what they should do. Maintain yourself fit, have a bit of a break over Christmas, but come back, train for a week, and they'll be prepared. They'll be more so match ready for an FA Cup. And then the Premier League comes straight after. And look, they're going to have to play those games that were missed out in December. But, I think that's the safest thing. Cases will be much lowered. And then we can go from there. But look, we'll see what happens there. I still think Premier League are not going to shut down football, because at the end of the day, Christmas is the time to watch football. And listen, I completely agree with that. I do want to see football across the Christmas period. But if we're looking objectively and what is best going forward for the Premier League, because essentially we're in this period now where teams are getting quite a lot of cases now. Chelsea, I know Lukaku got it. I think it's 4 or 5 players that have got it now for Chelsea, a couple for Liverpool as well. And what's going to happen now is in the next couple of weeks, who knows? You can have a time throughout January where it gets worse, where it spreads even more, and we have a team who are full of cases. And then what are you going to do? You're not going to cancel the league, okay? But that team is not going to be able to play any football. So we need to see what happens now. But I feel like there'll be inconsistency if the teams all don't stop playing now. If teams continue to play, but then other teams don't, they're gonna have to catch up on other games in the future, and then it's kind of unfair for other teams. So that's why I think teams should stop playing right now until the New Year's. Get that time to train in the first week of January for the FA Cup. But look, let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about that situation anyway. But look, further news: Kieran McKenna off to Ipswich Town, and I'm going to be honest. I thought that he would probably go, but I thought he would have gone much earlier. But look, Rangnick is going to have to bring some new personnel in to get these players sorted. You know what I mean? And Ipswich Town, that's going to be interesting. Of course, Carrick was the first one to go. It's not big news, to be fair. I think we all kind of expected it sooner or later. Rangnick is going to have to bring his own personnel in, and Armas is already there, so we're going to have to see what happens there. But look, Cavani, again, this situation about Cavani, it will be a big shame if Cavani goes, because look, what's going to be the front partnership? I don't think Ronaldo Rashford works. I think the link-up play is not great. The chemistry doesn't seem to be there. We've seen in the last couple of games, Rashford is not in the greatest form. Greenwood, we've seen them when he's played on the wing, and he's been quite selfish. I think Greenwood is a straight striker, almost how Ronaldo is, but he can be developed into that striker, almost that Benzema sort of striker, where the link-up play is good, working hard, pressing very well, to benefit Ronaldo's way of play. The way he plays, he wants to score goals. Ronaldo can do link-up play, but he's not going to press as much as other players. We all know this. Greenwood is young, so that's why I think, look, if Cavani does go and Martial goes and all of that, of course there was talk of Greenwood as well going apparently to Arsenal, and a couple of other teams were interested in him as well, but I highly doubt it. He's young, but then again, him being young might lead him to go. A couple of years of him playing in a different club will benefit him, especially if he's getting first team football. And the last couple of weeks he has been having first team football, but he's been playing as a number 10 when he's coming off the bench. He played as a striker in the Young Boys game, which didn't mean anything. So there's a bit of uncertainty for Greenwood as well. But at this point, if Cavani goes, Martial, Lingard, all these players go in January, what's going to happen? We're going to need to buy a striker as much as we need a holding midfielder as well. So there's a bunch of talks. Haidara as well. A bunch of talks. Ever since Rangnick came in, it's been a bunch of rumours. Of course, Haaland as well. I don't think Haaland's going to come to Man United. I highly doubt it. But look, there's no matches to talk about now. Our next match is Newcastle on the 26th on Boxing Day, isn't it? So, guys, it's a big shame, man. It's so annoying, but we have to see what happens with the Premier League. Now, Premier League, I don't think they're going to shut down games for December anyway. I think they want games to play. They're being quite strict, which you can applaud them for, because, essentially they want to keep games on for the Christmas period, and teams who seem to have a lot of COVID cases are going to stop playing games, are going to be postponed to the future, and they're going to have to deal with it. That's it, So, guys, I don't know what to think anymore. This new COVID variant, it seems dangerous. It seems infectious. Now, in terms of death rate, it doesn't seem as bad, but we need a couple of weeks to see what kind of effect it has on the world, because, if it has a lot of infection rate, especially this time of the year, Christmas, people are going to visit each other. Of course, it's going to increase. It was the same last year. But what kind of death rate, what kind of, how many deaths are going to come in there? And I know that's not all that matters. Infection rates doesn't matter. And that's why I think, look, if the death rates does increase by quite a bit, we could see a lockdown, because if it stays in that low range in terms of how many deaths are happening with an increased infection rate, I think there might be some restrictions like there is now with the masks and everything, but I doubt there's going to be a lockdown. So anyway, guys, in terms of football, I'm still going to continue to watch the games that are going to be on the weekend. It's a shame Man United are not going to play until Boxing Day. But look, it is what it is, isn't it? Well, what can we do? So, guys, let me know what you think. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys later.